This is the best pedalboard case for any guitar player. If you've watched this channel at all, it's no secret to know that I'm very obsessed with Pelican cases. Our band uses Pelican cases for so many different things, including our ears rig. If you've seen part 1 and part 2 of our ears rig, part 3 will be the next video that we post. The rest of the gear for that comes in next week. I'm very excited to shoot it, but we will be moving to Pelican cases for that too. So almost all of our cases are Pelican cases. That had me thinking, pedalboards should go in a Pelican case as well. ATA cases are so heavy and hard to deal with. How can you take a Pelican case, put my pedalboard in it? I'd like to be able to put a lot of extra things in there as well. Basically making it my own workbox slash pedalboard case. After a little brainstorming, I came up with the perfect idea. So this is the Pelican 1535. I have a Temple Audio Solo 18. So it's a smaller board, maybe in the like Pedal Train Nano series, maybe a PT Junior. Well, maybe not. So looking at sizes, I wanted something that was similar size to my pedal board, just slightly bigger. If you've seen any of my case builds before, or any of our ears rigs video before, you'll know that I'm very pro, I don't know exactly what you call this lid organizer, that's what you call it. These lid organizers are honestly just the best things ever. They go right here, which we'll install in just a second. And you've got multiple different pockets. You're able to put, I'm going to put like maybe some backup in-ears in here, some picks, maybe my wireless pack, all kinds of different things that I need to travel with me, that I need to travel in my pedalboard case or just with my stuff. Now I've got a designated spot for them all in one case. So let's go ahead and just put this on real quick and then we'll talk about the fun part. This video is not sponsored by this company, but if you decide you want to do this, I recommend Color Cases. They're out of Vegas, I believe. Color Case sells Pelican stuff. They sell all these inserts and stuff that go with it. We've used Trek Pack in other videos, and then they sell what I've got in the bottom for this one as well. And they're great if you don't live in, I think, Vegas, North Carolina, maybe one more because there's no sales tax. But these are really easy. They're just Phillips head screws. You just need a Phillips head screwdriver. It's 4 screws. It's incredibly easy to pop in. They've also upgraded this. I'm a huge fan of this with the washer because I really wish my 1615 had a washer. I'm actually about to put some of those on here. So this is amazing, actually. It's really nice that these have these little cap on them too. I'm just honestly super jealous of these for my other cases. This setup, like a lot of things I do, isn't the cheapest way to do things. This is not the channel for that. If you're here because you're fans of our music, that's awesome. Thank you for watching this. And you're probably wondering why I'm posting a video like this that has nothing to do with our music. I'll tell you why. The main reason is because in Nashville and my background, I know a lot of, I would call them industry secrets just on like how some higher production companies do things. And in Ears Rack 2 video, we had a pro monitor engineer on the video with us. So I do a lot of these just because A, it's what we're doing. It's how we're changing our rig, which I just love doing those things anyways. But B, I wish there was someone else that would have done this before me that would have showed, hey, here's how like professionals are doing X, Y, and Z. Not to say that we're the most professional thing out there, but I'm learning from people that are doing arenas, that are doing much larger things we are. So I'm taking some of their secrets and kind of putting them on the internet, at least from what I can find for the first time. And there is other videos that people use Pelican cases for their pedal boards. But one thing that always drives me nuts with those videos is, and just Pelican stuff in general, is pick and pluck foam. I despise pick and pluck foam. It never looks good. It's always a mess. I know there's some sort of like spray that you can use to help, but I don't know. It's just not for me. There's much better ways to do that. One thing that I feel like it's important that I've done in videos before, and I will do it in this video, I would do it in Ears Rig 3, is there's a lot of like pieces for things that you don't know how to search them because you don't even know what they're called. And I spend a lot of time learning what those things are called. It allows you to make things better just by like knowing like, oh, this is a Neutrik blah, blah, blah plug. Because there was a point in time where I didn't know what PowerCon was. I didn't know what looms were and all these different things. So I'm Thankful to know what those things are now, but I'm excited to be able to share those things so you can build a better rig for yourself and not feel like there's just this whole separate world of people that do things on a different level, and there's no way to like do things like that unless you're at that level. The lid organizers in, and we'll put some stuff in there in a minute. Let's talk about the best part about this case. The thing I'm the most excited to tell you guys about and figure out. In full transparency, I can't remember what the name of this foam is, but I will put it on the screen right now. But this foam is the thick stackable foam, and then they've got like these individual like platform things in here as well. Some of these, I've already took some of these out I didn't need. And then there were some of these to make the bottom flat. So let's talk about this. So I'm gonna put this back in there because it's not that important. We're gonna put that in there to make the bottom flat and to be able to stick this on. So the idea that I have right now is that we'll cut the center out of this one, and I wanna put our loom down in the bottom here that it'll sit under our pedal board. But like I said, this foam is very thick, so we're gonna use a box cutter to cut around it. Okay, so I got my loom out. I've got it sitting on top. We might wind up doing more than one depth of this, but my idea of doing the kind of square thing here, leaving some room on all the sides, is definitely the move. So I don't need to do a full outline on the sides here. Basically, I wanted to just kind of do a mark on either side of this to see about how far over on each side I need to go. This is how I normally wrap the loom. So if it's a little tighter like this to make the sides, that's where I'm really looking to give it, I don't know, at least an inch, really closer to 2 inches on either side out. Obviously I have more room here, but this side I really wanted to make sure I have plenty of room. Okay, so now let's move this out of the way. Man, I really can't remember what this foam is called. I know it starts with like an E, I think. I don't know. So I'm just going to trim this out. With normal things like this, with the pedal board we'll get to in a second, we can make it a lot more perfect. For this, I'm just looking for a good enough box. That's really all I need here. All right, I should be able to just take this on through now. Did I do the best job? No. Did I learn how to do the next one a lot better? Absolutely. So don't feel terrible if you do the first one and you're like, oh, this doesn't look the best. This is going at the bottom of the case anyways. Honestly, something like an electric turkey cutter may have been the move here. It's what a lot of people use to cut foam. That, in retrospect, was probably the move. Okay, so you can be looking at this and say the edges are kind of rough. Absolutely. There is a tool, I do not have it yet. I'll put the picture and what it's called right here, and I'll put a link below for it. That is this little tool for an impact drill that you're able to just basically go in here and smooth out these walls. And I think I'll probably wind up doing that. But hull is made, it's good enough, it'll work. So, the bottom of these, this white part comes off, and like this piece we've got here, it's sticky. So these will stick together. With pick and pluck foam, it always becomes a mess. The foam just starts to like kind of decay over time. It falls apart. Those things aren't, you know, I don't think they're meant to stay together that well. This stuff, totally different thing. And we're going to use it to lock in the loom, then lock in the pedal board, and make these things so where they don't move in a trailer, in a flight, being dropped down the steps, whatever happens to them. The idea is that they're safe no matter what. Now that we've got this cut, let's put it in the case. You could do this one of two ways. You could just stick this straight to the bottom of the case, which is totally fine. It's probably a little more secure than what I'm going to do. The con of that is if you ever want to change this case around for something else, I feel like it's going to be really hard to get this foam up. So I'm going to stick it to this board that came with this kit. So basically I'm just going to flip this over, peel this off, stick this board on like this, then drop it down in there. And the weight of the loom and the pedal board and everything else should more than take care of making everything sturdy. While I'm doing this, if you are watching this video thinking, okay, this is the case for me, I want to build one of these, this looks dope, Comment and let me know what you're putting in your case. What's your pedal board look like? What are the extra things you're already planning in your head before you've seen mine? Of like, oh, I want these things in my case. Let's do it this way, actually. Okay. Line these corners up. All right. Yeah, I'll come back with that tool later and just kind of clean all this up and make it nice and neat, because it's not going to drive me crazy, but I'd like it better if it was neat. If you're watching this and you've never watched any of my other build videos and you don't know what a loom is pretty much just a snake that this isn't even done correctly with TechFlex. This is just my power, MIDI, XLRs, and all the things that come out of the side of my board. They're just all in one 30-some foot snake, and they plug into the back of our in-ear rack. And if you want to see more on that, watch the in-ear rack V3 video that's coming. Okay, I think the move is going to be to actually start the loom in here and just wrap it in here. Because with any cable, I'm sure you've noticed this if you've ever used a cable before, especially if you get one like wrapped up tight in a weird way, they kind of hold the shape of how they're normally wrapped. So this is just going to take a while because it's been wrapped a certain way for a while. So it's going to take a while to get used to the way it needs to be wrapped for this specific case. Now we've got that wrapped, let's see if the pedal board will fit. I think it will. Okay, that looks good. And close the case. Oh yeah, we're booming. And I believe we're going to have room for our stuff up top too, because what we're putting up top is not very deep. This piece of foam that's not the bottom goes to all the corners. The bottom piece cuts out for the wheels. Let's see how this fits, because this may do what we need. If you've watched any of my build videos before, you'll know Ears Rig 1 to Ears Rig 2, massive build quality difference. Ears Rig 3 is a huge step up for that. So for this being the first time of this, you kind of just get into it and learn. But I imagine that if I ever do something like this again, I will go a turkey cutter. Okay, the loom's packed in there tight. We should be able to drop this right over it, and it should still fall in. So it sort of falls in. So I think for safety, I'm going to do one more. All right, we've got our two little side brackets. We're going to pop these down over top here. Find the best way they line up. That one seems to work well with that one, and this one with this one. Okay, great. So yeah, let's just drop these down over top, and then we should be able to move on to filling in the top. Can't wait to get that tool in to clean this thing up, because I feel like being able to go back and kind of smoothing this all out will really make this case pop, you know. Now the board. Okay, it fits in the foam. It seems to be locked into place really well. The loom fits. Does it close? Yes, it does. Okay, sweet. Now let's put some stuff on the top. So the idea with this box is it's your pedal board case. It's got your loom. If you have a loom, it carries all of your extras, all the things you could need at a show. So if you're like me, you're traveling with an amp pedal, you just need this in your guitar case and you're good to go. We've got a few things that we're gonna put in this case today. Not a bunch of stuff, but just like the 1615, over time, that thing filled up, and I'm sure this will too. First thing I want to put in there is some strings, extra strings. These are not always the string brand I play, they're just what I have in here. Don't take it to heart. Wire cutters, gonna need those as well. If you fly with this and you want to check it, you're probably gonna have to take those wire cutters out. Maybe not, but probably. Guitar picks. We have our own custom guitar picks, and they're really cheap to do. So if you just want to do that and you're tired of buying Fender picks or Dunlop picks or whatever, it's really cheap to buy your own guitar picks. I'm going to put my wireless pack up top here. Which reminds me, I need to find the charger for this, because that would be another great thing to go right up top, right with that pack. my JH5s, my extra molds. And then I'm just going to throw a Sharpie in here because you never know when you'll need a Sharpie. Other things you might could put in here, gaff tape. I have gaff tape in multiple other locations, so it's not pertinent that it's in here. But all in all, this is it. I think if you're a guitar player that's gigging out some, even if you're doing like the church thing on a bigger scale, this is the kind of case you should build. It's got everything all in one unit. You're able to carry all kinds of backup things and backup accessories. And it's just super pro. It's super light compared to an ATA case. Anyways, this has been a cool video. I love doing videos like these. Our channel is meant to be more than just about what we're doing as a band. I want to kind of include the gear side of it because that's part of who I am. And who I am hates who I've been. Please like, please subscribe, do all those things. It honestly incentivizes me to do more of these. I've teased this before. I have an idea for a Pelican 1615 that is the ultimate drum case, kind of like this. I've never seen anybody do anything like it. I think it could be really dope. I want to do it. So if you want to see that happen, comment Emma, E-M-M-A, because that's our drummer. And hopefully I can do that by the end of the year, if not top of the next year. But thanks for watching.